Perfect.
Guys, I want to give a huge shout out to Brown's Jeep Chrysler in Patchogue, New York. Listen, if you're looking to buy a Jeep, Ram, Dodge, Chrysler vehicle, make sure you hit up my guy Jonathan. Let him know that John from JMC Ride sent you. Jonathan is actually one of the sales managers there, so if you hit him up, you're going to get your best pricing right from the beginning. Okay, let him know that I sent you. He'll go ahead and make sure he takes care of you. Also, if you do buy a new vehicle and you happen to be picking it up on a weekend, hit me up, send me a DM on Instagram, because I live like 10 minutes away from this dealership. So if you're going to take delivery of a new vehicle on a weekend, maybe I can meet up with you at the dealership and we'll make a video out of that also. Alright guys, this is my first time ever actually seeing the Jeep Gladiator in person. I gotta say, I'm definitely very impressed. It's a very cool looking pickup truck, or Jeep, I don't know, you can call it whatever you want. So let's go ahead and start checking out some of the features that the Gladiator has. One thing right off the bat that I like is this little camera in the front. I can't tell you how many times I've actually been off-roading, and when you're on that steep incline, all you see is sky at the windshield. A camera like that can kind of just give you that confidence to kind of keep going forward and see what's coming up ahead, whether it's going to drop off or rock, whatever the case might be. In addition to having the camera right here, it actually has a washer nozzle also, so that once it gets all muddy, you can actually clean it right from the inside of the Jeep. I know that on the 13th anniversary JKs, the Rubicon Hard Rock, the Rubicon X, all of those came with a very similar bumper. It looks almost identical, almost. The ends on the bumper, you're able to unbolt them, so this whole section right here, you can completely remove this, exposing the front end of the tire. It'll allow you to kind of just put that tire up against a rock, and you don't have to worry about banging this part of the bumper up against rocks or an obstacle. In my opinion, it makes it look cooler also, depending on the flares that you go with also. If you do the flat fenders like I have and you remove this, it'll give it a pretty cool look. You have your LED headlights and fog lights. This is the Rubicon edition, so this one I believe is pretty much fully spec'd out. You have Falcon Wild Peak all-terrain tires wrapped around a 17-inch aluminum wheel. Suspension wise, you have your Fox shocks right over here. I'm gonna kind of zoom in and show you guys. This one has the painted hard top. Also, you also have the soft top available. All right guys, let's go ahead and pop the hood to take a look under the engine compartment. Alright guys, you have your 3.6 liter motor, 285 horses. Now there is a diesel that is supposed to become available in the future. Not available yet though. Alright guys, let's go ahead and jump to the rear of the vehicle, because that's really where the major difference is, and that's on the pickup bed. Let's go ahead and pop this open. You'll see it has a dampened tailgate. Drops down slowly. It has a spray-in bed liner, which is awesome. This way you can just throw in your tools, whatever you got to throw in here, throw it in the back with confidence. You don't have to worry about scratching up the paint or anything over here on the inside. You have all your hooks. And another cool thing that I liked was it actually already comes with LED lighting. A lot of us car guys, typically one of the first modifications we do is replace all the bulbs on the interior of the vehicle with LED bulbs. This one already has LED lighting. You have your hooks over here to just tie downs and stuff like that to secure your cargo. Also have power over here. Backup camera right over here. So you still have your steel hooks also on the rear, which is awesome for recovery. I mean, this is the kind of vehicle, I mean, it is a Jeep. At the end of the day, it's a pickup truck, but it's still Jeep, meaning there's going to be a ridiculous amount of aftermarket modifications that you can do to a vehicle like this. Now, me personally, you know that I always go for the darker colors. If I was going to go ahead and order a Gladiator, it would have to be in that, I think it's called that Stingray color, which is similar to Destroyer Gray. I would probably either go with a color like that, maybe black, or granite crystal. I'm not going to lie, guys, doing the review on this vehicle is definitely tempting me to buy one. Since it is a Rubicon at a minimum, you know you could at least do your 35-inch tires and it should fit no issues. And to do 37-inch tires, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. I mean, you would just probably need a very minor lift. You wouldn't even need to do a crazy lift. Throw the 37s on there with a nice little offset and tint all the windows. Yes, I would do at least 20% tint all around. Doing the lift on a vehicle like this was going to accomplish two things. You guys probably already know from looking on the website that you're able to go through at least 30 inches of water. Now, when they say you're able to go through 30 inches of water, don't be like these crazy people who like to go at high full speed, because you're going to ruin the vehicle. When they say 30 inches of water, you're going at a very slow pace, nice and slow, and it's no problem. That's 30 inches like that, just the way you see it from the factory. Now you go ahead, you do a lift, you go and you bump up the tire size to say 37-inch tires. Now you're able to go through even deeper water. Now in a vehicle like mine, on my Jeep, what I ended up doing, not only did I do the lift in the 37-inch tires, but all the breather hoses, like for the rear diff, I believe the transmission has another one, all those breather hoses, I actually had them extended into the engine compartment. Typically those breather hoses are at a much lower level. They're probably right around that 30-inch mark, and that's the reason why you can't go through that deeper water. So doing the lift, doing the bigger tires, extending those breather hoses, and then a vehicle like this, like the Gladiator, would also be able to go through even deeper water. I'm also a really big fan of the red on the dash. All these big red accessories like this on these Jeeps, I love it. Check out the seats. You got your red stitching on the seats, the Rubicon lettering on the back of the seat. Red stitching on the steering wheel. I gotta say, Jeep definitely step up their game for sure with the interior when it comes to Wranglers. Now let's go ahead. I'm gonna jump into the back of the Gladiator because I just want to see how comfortable it is me sitting in the back. Now another really cool thing that I like about the JL Wranglers and the Gladiator is the fact that it has these molly straps on the back, so you could go ahead and attach all sorts of things to just kind of keep things out of the way. Now keep in mind, depending on how big those items are that you're going to strap on here, it's obviously going to affect the leg room on the person sitting behind it, so you probably don't want to go too crazy. Maybe some minor things. I'm going to go ahead and jump in on the other side. I moved the passenger seat up already a little bit. I want to sit down there. I just want to see what it feels like on the inside. Now, just like you have on the front of the vehicle, you also have the nice red stitching in the back. Let's go ahead and jump in to kind of see what it feels like. Also another thing. First time I saw the JL Wrangler, I noticed it had like these plastic grab handles. And I was thinking, you know, I'm a pretty big guy. I didn't think these grab handles would be like solid enough, but they actually are. I've been using it to kind of get in and out of the vehicle, and it's a pretty solid handle. To be honest with you, I have the passenger seat moved up a little bit, and I am completely comfortable. I don't know, I'm actually really considering maybe a Gladiator. Maybe I could have a Gladiator in my future. I'm 6 feet tall, guys. Look, I'm sitting over here in the back. My knees are nowhere near the back of the seats. It's a very cool, comfortable ride. So let's go ahead and take a look at the screen. I'm really curious to see what that front-facing camera looks like. In fact, you know what? I'm going to pop it in reverse. First, I'll show you that backup camera. Got your regular backup cam. Move the steering wheel. Kind of the lines will move around. Now, let's go ahead and turn on that front-facing camera. Well, oh wow! It actually, I didn't realize it would actually show you the tire marks to kind of like, you know, point you in the direction that you have to go. That is actually very cool. And I can just, I guess, flip the camera around by hitting the buttons over here. That's pretty sweet, though. I love that. Absolutely. Oh, there's actually a clean camera button. Let's go ahead and hit that. I would probably just be playing with that the entire time. That looks really cool. And if we go ahead and go into apps, you have all your other options. You have your off-road pages, which that's something I definitely don't have in my Challenger. Let's see what's in there. Alright, so we have, so it actually gives you a similar screen like it does in the Hellcat, where it shows you like the chassis of the vehicle, like the drivetrain. So this is actually going to show you if your sway bar is connected or disconnected, if your front or rear lockers are engaged, steering angle, lets you know what gear you're in if on the transfer case, whether you're in 2 high, 4 low. What's under accessory gauges? Let's see. I'm seeing this for the first time, guys, so this is actually really cool. You know, honestly, it really does remind me a little bit of the gauges like it does, like it shows me on my Hellcat. This is pitch and roll. See, this is another thing I would be playing with all the time whenever I'm off-road, just to see what angle I'm currently at. You can turn on the trail cam. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome, guys. Okay, so one thing that I've been dying to do ever since I heard about this Jeep Gladiator, I wanted to put one side by side with my Rubicon. This is my Rubicon over here on the left. It's a 2017 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon Hard Rock. and on the right we have the 2020 Jeep Gladiator. The reason why I want to put it side by side is I just want to get a comparison for the length of the vehicle. So let's kind of just do like a little walk around and show you guys. I mean, this vehicle in a color like that granite crystal or that stingray gray with a whole bunch of black accessories would look ridiculous. I mean, I know how I would accessorize my Gladiator if I were to get one, and I know it would look insane. It would look ridiculous in that driveway. Having the Hellcat and the two Rubicons like that, that would look insane. I'm really getting tempted over here. But anyway, let's go ahead and focus on the point of the video, which is the length of the vehicle. So you can see my Rubicon right here where it ends and how much more the other one extends. And I'll kind of go over here in the middle and you'll see the wheelbase difference on the wheelbase. You'll see I tried lining it up as best as I could on the front, and obviously the JK has the shorter wheelbase. We already know the Gladiator has a longer wheelbase, but still I really don't care. I think it looks really awesome. It's such a beautiful truck. I don't know, guys, let me know. You think we should add a third vehicle to the channel to have something like this or something else? Let me know in the comments below.